I got no intro for this segment. I should have Shark Taz. I'm going to contact him. Let me do that. I'm going to add it to my to-do list. Ladies, if you're wondering how to be successful, to-do list, Shark. Need an intro. You need a man for an intro. All right. This will be a very short and sweet one. And this is, if there's one lesson you young girls need to learn, in case I get hit by a truck and no one else is going to tell you this. Though you follow this and you are going to improve your life dramatically. Oh, I'm not kidding. Over about 80% of the women that came before you. Because it is the single largest financial mistake women and men make, young people, that has such tremendous cost, it cripples you for the rest of your life. And it is what maybe you are all too afraid to say. You have to stop majoring in stupid shit. Look, it's one thing if you want to study journalism, all right? There's nothing wrong with studying journalism, nothing wrong with studying history. There's nothing wrong with studying different groups of people history, whether it's the African-American history or Chicano-American history, all that, or women's studies, right? You could study yourself all you want. For the love of God, do not spend 75 grand and 4 years of your life getting a degree in it. And I don't know what it is. Is it the addictive lies? I guess it is that. To this day, people are still majoring. The majority of degrees issued by colleges, the majority of degrees that you guys all pursue, including men, are worthless. They're jokes. And you have to understand that at that choice to waste 4 years of youth minimum, that assumes you don't go to grad school, and Lord knows how much money and how much opportunity cost you could have spent working. We are talking at least even going to a state school, $100,000 decision. With then the decades of crippled finances and the lack of the ability to be employed. Why would people consciously do that? I can only surmise because when you are, even starting at 12, like middle school, all the way up to when you graduate in high school, they're still giving you that lie that if you follow your heart, the money will follow. If you study what you love, you won't work a day in your life. And again, I think people are starting to realize, especially with the fields of dead millennial bodies who have been ruined, their lives, an entire generation. Of course, some millennials majored in the right time. But the millennials, I think, are kind of an undeniable financial genocide that we could say. I think even you young people out there are looking at them and say, oh my God, you're a 40-year-old begging for a student loan bailout. And this is probably going to predate any Gen Z girl, the intended audience of the series. But if you want, some of you who are older might remember, do you remember the idiot? And this goes back to the Occupy Wall Street protest, which was 2005? Is that 20? Hang on. How long ago was Occupied Wall Street? It's 2011. Okay, it wasn't that long ago, but that's almost 15 years ago. All right, so a lot of you were kids, you don't remember it. Do you remember the guy who had his master's in fine arts of puppetry? I looked up the guy not too long ago. He's still doing bullshit. The guy's now I think he was about my age. He's now like a 50-year-old begging and pleading and panhandling, get whatever kind of maybe government charity finance job out there. Puppetry. And what young people, obviously there's a lesson here for young men as well. What you guys have got to realize is that it's all bullshit. It's not true, right? And it's a truth that will cost you your financial life. It's one thing if you say, Aaron, should I get the strawberry ice cream or the blue ice cream, or the chocolate ice cream or the strawberry ice cream? And I say you should get the strawberry ice cream. And you try the strawberry ice cream, you're not that excited. You're like, oh, wasn't that good? The worst thing that happened is you wasted $5 on a scoop of ice cream. This is not $5 and 10 minutes of your life, 5 minutes of your life eating a $5 ice cream. This is 4 years of your youth, which women's youth is way more valuable than men's youth. We'll talk about that some other time. This is 4 years of your youth, $100,000 minimum of explicit cash you have to hand over, and money you could have been making otherwise. That then leaves you with debt and a degree that has no hope whatsoever of earning a wage to pay it back, putting you into debt slavery for at least a decade. That is the cost and consequence of the misinformation and the mistake your parents, your teachers, you get all the old people are telling you. And a lot of the stuff they have is just me saying, yeah, what you're being told to by the adults is wrong. Well, why are they doing? Well, no, they love it. That doesn't matter. They can love you. They can still give you the wrong advice. Right. And what you're going to find out is a lot of the adults in your life are telling you things that aren't true to spare your feelings, which is cowardly and weak and wrong. When the consequences is a ruined financial life and decades of financial slavery and 4 years of your youth and $100,000 of explicit and lost opportunity money, you have to be told the truth. Like if someone has cancer, really, it's like that, girls. You got to understand that. If you were to have cancer, don't you want the doctor to tell you that? So you can at least intervene and diagnose it correctly, but it might hurt feelings. No, you got a cold. That's what they're doing. Now, it's not death, but it is financial debt. It is financial death. It is financial slavery. And no matter how good that sounds, like when I was younger, they told us the same thing too. Follow your heart, money will follow. But the other lie is that, girls just like you for you. Be yourself. Which to me, I was like, great, I don't have to go to the gym because I hate the gym. I hate lifting heavy objects and then setting it back down for an hour repeatedly with nothing else to show for it but muscles. So we love that idea. Every young man, the sensitive 90s man, men my age can remember. They said, I just have to be nice and kind and sweet. And we all tried it and we had no success. It's the same because it was misdiagnosed. We were given the wrong information. Why did our parents and teachers tell us? Because they didn't want to hurt our feelings, saying, you're a weak, pathetic fuck. You're a stringy little man and no girl's going to want to fuck you. That's what they should have had. And get your ass to the gym and get yourself a haircut and start wearing clothes that fit. And stop being desperate. That's what they should have told us. They didn't. Why? Because they didn't want to hurt our feelings, which is weak and cowardly on their part. They're doing the same thing to you. They're giving you this lie that you so desperately want to believe. Because think about how appetizing that lie is. What? I don't have to work. Now I got to work, but I can do something that I find is fun. And if you look at all the degrees that you girls major in, again, men major in dumb degrees too, but you girls do it even more so, based on if you go to the National Center for Education Statistics, and I've done the numbers on this. You can look it up in the book Worthless. The percentage of men majoring in dumb stuff is 60%. 60% of degrees awarded to men are stupid. Do you know what girls are? 85, depending on what you want to consider worthwhile and worthless, more like 90. No, your early childhood education, I don't care how much you like children. Your early childhood education degree is not going to get you a living wage. I don't care if you like yourself and you look at the mirror all day. Women's studies, studying yourself doesn't produce food or refine oil or make gas or pave a road. English, journalism, philosophy, political science, all that. No, those jobs don't pay. Because not only do they not produce anything of value, there's so many of you like, why do teachers make so little money? Because millions of kids major in it every year. Why does that baseball player get paid $100 million a year? Because he can hit a ball. He can hit a 100-mile-an-hour fastball over the fence and get a home run, which, that's not curing cancer and ain't going to change nobody's life, but it's rare and people want to see it. People don't want to see a 24-year-old adult child lecturing them about dangling participles and teaching them there's a million of, literally millions of you who do that. And when the market is flooded with that many people looking for jobs, wages are way down, way down. And so I would recommend you now. The millennial generation is not the only generation that was lied to. You can look at Gen X and all that, but they were lied to pretty much the most. They did not have the benefit of the internet as much as we do now, debunking all the untruths, misinformation, and outright lies handed to us by our parental generation. But go look at them. And if you don't want to break it down by age group, that's fine. Go look at people my age. Find out what they majored in and say, are they wealthy? I don't mean like super rich, but are they financially stable? Or go look at all the baby boomers who protest, whatever it is they're protesting, right? They're paid pro. Go look at them. Find out what they studied. They're not nuclear engineers. They're not plumbers. They're probably people who majored in business or marketing or art or history or something else. Shit, you could go to the library for, study for free, and have the exact same employment prospects as you would if you had a degree in it. Oh my God, Nuclear Cadillo. Look who's, my God, special guest celebrity in the house. Doing what Nuke did. He joined the Navy. He went to the nuclear program. They put him on, submarine? No, not a submarine. You were on some naval ship. He maintained nuclear reactors, the engines of the Navy vessels. And now he works STEM IT, right? That is what's going to help you. And I know it's boring, but it's kind of, it's a logical sense, right? You can't build a house until you put the concrete foundation down. You can't live a life unless you got your finances together. I don't care what the television is telling you or what Tay says about it and travel, this and that. If you don't have your finances together, you can't do anything else, right? If you don't have your health, you can't do anything else, right? Yeah, if you're crippled or you're injured, you got to take care of that first. Same thing with finances. You could be the healthiest person ever. If you ain't got no money, you can't do nothing. So, ladies, the number, before I die, I get hit by a truck today, and then all the other items I have on that list are gone forever. The one thing you can do to drastically improve your lives, close the wage gap. It's another main thing. Like 70% of the wage gap, if you're wondering, is due to you girls majoring in dumb shit compared to men. A lot of it is you not even becoming tradesmen or tradeswomen, right? The number one, it's on par with the number one thing you can do to improve your health is to stop smoking. That's how bad majoring in dumb shit is. It ruins the majority of it. It ruins the majority of your future. Not all of it. You never can get out of debt, but it will ruin 100% of your youth. Life is too short to live it being poor. Okay, not that you're going to be wealthy, but for the love of God, don't be poor. And the number one reason why women are poorer than men, but most people are poor, because remember, men major in stupid stuff the majority of time too, is by majoring in stupid stuff and going into debt for it. Now, link below, I have a bunch of resources that will go into way more detail if you'd like. The first one being Worthless, the Young Person's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major. I wrote this in 2011. 14 years ago. You were all probably little kids at that time. If the millennial generation and other people had read that book, we wouldn't have the $1.6 trillion student loan debt problem we got today. We wouldn't. An entire generation would not be financially crippled and in debt and miserable, wasting their lives in poverty is pain. Being poor sucks. Ask me how I know. They would be way better off for what was then probably a $12 book. Probably still is $12 right now. If you are trying to figure out what to study, please go get that book. It's probably still $13. It takes maybe 3 hours to read. Please read it and do what's in it. Okay. And you will close most of the wage gap. We'll have a topic about the wage gap, why women earn less than men. You will close the majority of the wage gap. You will not be poor. Well, I mean, you could pick up a drug habit, then you'll be poor if you major in electrical engineering. But if you do what's in that book and don't make other mistakes, you're not going to be poor. And you won't be financially and mentally tortured living in poverty the rest of your life. There is also How Not to Become a Millennial. I'm just going to put that book, link it down below all the time, because it goes through all the mistakes and the lies that the older generation told the millennial generation and the results and the consequences that the millennials are paying for it right now. You could go through that book and get a lot. I also have Bachelor Pad Economics. There will be a financial focus on this series of videos for you girls, because again, if you don't have your health, if you don't have your finances together, it's like you're not having your health, you got nothing. We want to get our financial game together. So go pick up Bachelor Pad Economics. And then finally, if you're interested, if you don't know, may I recommend accounting? I know a lot of you girls probably don't want to go work on an oil rig. A lot of you probably lack the physical strength to do so. It's not a criticism. It's an accurate assessment. If you're looking for a white-collar job that isn't where you got to go show your hoo-ha on OnlyFans because you can't make no money with your degree in early childhood education, or more directly here, let me rephrase that. If you want to avoid sucking dick at a truck stop, but you don't want to go and pour concrete at the same time, a good white-collar profession you might want to consider is accounting. And me and my accounting friend put together a course called The World's Greatest Accounting Career. It doesn't teach you accounting. It teaches you how to navigate and get a successful career in accounting, assuming you have an interest in accounting. So maybe go evaluate accounting online and look at that as a prospective field and say, oh, this is something I can do. It's boring, but that's why it pays a lot. And so if you're interested in accounting, maybe take that course, The World's Greatest Accounting Career, because you don't have to go to school to work in accounting. And then you save 4 years of your life. And a lot of fucking money. So those are all linked below. Let's go to the super chats. Reen, $5 here, Cappy. No, it won't be charity work. What do you mean? Oh, you cynical man. You what's the word I'm looking? Is it acerbic? Are you acerbic? Reen, are you trying to be acerbic? Look at Reen. Acerbic. Especially of a comment or style of speaking, sharp and bitter, tasting sour or bitter. You are acerbic, sir. You are acerbic. You are cynical and acerbic. You watch, all these girls are going to start emailing me and like, I did what you said. I majored in this and I got $100,000. Now I'd like to find a husband. You know a guy named Reen Schwartzer? Yeah, I do. But he doubted me. So I'm not setting him up with you, pretty 23-year-old lady with no debt and degree in chemical engineering. How dare you, sir? Wisco Nomad, $2. Aaron, thanks for all you do, man. Changed my life. Thank you, no problem. Yeah, ladies, if you don't believe me, go look at the guys who have followed my advice. They'll tell you in the comments section you ask. I mean, it's not, by the way, this isn't like it's not ground shaking, visionary advice I'm giving out here. It's you have been lied to about literally everything else in your life, that this is basic truth, right? This is like, hey, you should lose weight so you don't die of obesity. Oh my God, he's a visionary. No. God did not give me the tablets. Thou shalt not be a fat fuck. Thou shalt not major in stupid shit. This is just common sense that everybody else, apparently, especially my age, is lying to the generations about a fucking again. I won't lie. I'm doing this to say, look, I did my shot. I tried. There is a sake of posterity angle I'm going here. Like, no, I tried, man. I tried. But I also do legitimately think there are some young women who don't want to be poor, sucking dick at a truck stop, or being on OnlyFans because they got their bachelor's degree in theater. You know? Maybe there's a perfect example. You don't have to study theater, just go be in theater. Faust, 10 Polish zlotys. When new ad for Zero World Problems book for TFM. I sent him the links. When is the new ad? I don't know. He needs me to do an ad. That's right. He needs me to do. Oh, God. I love him to death. I love him like the brother I never had. One of the more forethought frontier minds out there. But man, I understand he wants to protect his ID. But and he is autistic. Oh, has to be a minute or less. God damn it, TFM. There's unlimited bandwidth on the internet. Nuke. $2. Did somebody say nuclear? Yes. One might say if you became a nuke. Nuke, do you have to suck dick at a truck stop? Did you have to set up an OnlyFans account, or are you adequately compensated for your STEM background? All right, there you guys go. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. Ladies, go to assholeconsulting.com if you have a specific question about your thing. Yes, I charge. Yes. I'll charge you $35 to prevent you from making a $200,000 mistake. Yeah, it's probably a pretty good ROI. I'll see you guys later, Toodles.